How's it going today, guys? Today's topic of discussion, how much I don't believe in the notion you don't lose until you sell. So I'm going to keep this one really short and sweet. I think the statement and the basic mindset and approach that so many people have, diamond hands and you don't lose until you sell, it's all a crock of shit. I'm going to say it again, it's bullshit. And here's why. As someone who's a financially minded individual, I think it is such a weak decision to look at an investment that's going down and automatically say, well, I believe in it. Even if you do believe in it long term. I believe in it long term, so screw it. I'm just going to sit in it. Here's an example that I just dealt with of a picture perfect example of how that's not actually the case, because you are losing when something is going down. So if you've watched the video, if not, I'll link it in here. I lost 30% of my cryptocurrency investment not too long ago. I literally bought in at the peak. I have the worst luck, but that's beside the fact. During that period, and I'm sure that they watch this, so I'm not completely ripping on you, but I'm just using you as an example, meaning some of my buddies. They basically were telling me, when it was down 5% and it was down 10%, you don't lose until you sell, man. It's all good. Like just diamond hands, just hold on to it. It's all good. And I was telling them that's actually not true, right? But it didn't really matter. It was more just, I got what they were going for. But I started looking online then at what people were saying. You don't lose until you sell when people are talking about all the lows. And I'm seeing this amplified across all of social, across basically any sort of forums talking about these coins and just investments in general. And it could not be further from the case. And here's why. If you're in an investment, and I'm going to use my actual Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin investments as an example. I put $30,000 into these coins. Within 2 days, that investment was down to $28,000. Now, at $28,000, I get it. You don't want to be playing this game of, all right, I'm going to sell out now and wait for a better buy-in and just completely unwarranted. You're not selling for any reason. Just because it dipped, you're getting nervous. Not what I'm talking about. I'm a very analytical, chart and data-driven individual. So, when I'm looking at these charts of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, I'm seeing that every single high, when it spikes, is lower than the previous one. I'm looking at the lows and seeing that each and every single low is lower, it's a lower low than where it was at before. And I'm texting my buddies and I'm like, guys, this is looking very weak. The fundamentals of these charts are skewed as hell. This is not good. This isn't bouncing back anytime soon. This isn't a hodl position. This isn't a diamond hands position. But they assured me, and I'm not the crypto guy, and I'm not blaming them. At the end of the day, it's my decision, and I was the one that didn't hit the fucking buttons right. But I was like, all right, fine, guys, you're right. I don't know this space as well. Maybe this shit does go absolutely chaotic. So my investment goes down to $26,000, and then it bounces back up, and it's at 27 or whatever, and I'm like, it's still forming this chart, you guys. Something's not sitting right with me. Chart fundamentals show that this shit is getting weak. And all said and done, if you watch the other video, if you've watched it or if you do watch it, you'll see that I basically ended up losing 30% of my investment in a 7-day window. Now, I did sell to go into these coins. I basically sold out of those coins on Coinbase. I'll do a different video on why that pissed me off, but to just go into the USD coin or whatever, because that's just a stable dollar coin that Coinbase has, where you're not taking it out, but you're not actively in the market either. So I basically have now watched in a 24-hour window, my 30% would have dropped to 40%, to 45%, and now they're bouncing back some. But basically where I'm going with that is, I missed it this morning because I was in meetings, but you'll see how late I posted. So the crash happened actually this morning. But I literally was looking at the charts in the morning while I was in an early morning meeting and saw that these things were in a free-for-all. Now, Coinbase ended up crashing and I couldn't buy back into this shit like I would want it to. But basically, think about it this way. If I would have just sat in those stocks or in these coins, and my value of the shares or value of these coins was, I'm just making up a number, $25,000. But they dipped down to $20,000, and I'm just saying diamond hands. And they end up coming back to $25,000. You can look at that and go, hey, no harm, no foul. I'm still down $5,000, which is basically what ended up happening today. But why you don't lose until you sell is a skewed way of looking at it, is because if I would have sold at that first feeling at 28, or that second feeling at $26,000, this went all the way down to 20,000. If I sold out at 28 and then saw a buying opportunity back at 20, I now own so many more shares or coins because I was buying back in at a lower valuation. It's just not true that you don't lose until you sell, because throughout the process of an investment going down, you're actually losing what's most important, the value of that asset, which is your buying power to potentially buy back in if you believe long term. I hope that made sense. If it doesn't, please do leave a comment. But next time that somebody says, you don't lose until you sell, send them this video link and you can show them what an idiot they really are. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to talking with you again soon.